Bow hunting for whitetails. Let's put a little plutonium in DeLorean and let's go back to the year 1985 and see what bow hunting for whitetails was like. The book is Bow Hunting for Whitetails, Your Best Methods for Taking North America's Favorite Deer. It was written by Dave Bowring, and the line drawings were by Brad Long, published by Stackpole Books in 1985. And the book was dedicated to Bud Kissinger, who made that first stave bow with his own hands. Here's the table of contents. Looks like the book is about 284 pages long. I'll give you a sampling of some of the different chapters. Chapter 1, The Deer That Waves Goodbye. Chapter 2, Scouting, the #1 pre-hunt ingredient. And we've got Chapter 4 and 5, Tree Stands and Ground Stands. You've got Chapter 10, the compound bow. Chapter 11, the recurve bow. Then we got a Chapter 14, scents and how to use them. And then we go down to Chapter 16, and that's doing it right every time. I'm assuming that has to do with practice. And the last chapter is going for a Pope and Young buck. Just take a quick look here on the tree stands. We got a fella standing here out on a limb. Doesn't look like a safety harness or anything. He's just standing out on a broad limb of a tree. So, anyhow, it says here, using a broad limb as a platform saves erecting something more time-consuming, but such a perch makes it tough to turn side to side and take an accurate shot. And we got some climber seats, and looks like another homemade stand. Fella's got a ladder made out of tree limbs, and then here's another tree stand. There's a baker stand. And this is a deluxe tree stand from Golden Eagle. And here's a chapter on ground stands. And I'll read a little something here. I'll take a ground stand over a tree platform anytime. I feel the ground position won't hinder my chances to see deer within a bow shot. I know this bucks the common accepted idea that elevated stands are best, but my reasons for preferring a ground stand are at least worth mentioning here. He says, first place, I simply feel more relaxed with my feet on the ground. I'm not particularly fearful of heights, but of all the tree platforms I've used over the years, only a half dozen or so were roomy and sturdy enough to allow me the precision aim necessary to put that arrow exactly where I want it. A picture of Hunter. He's almost impossible to see distinctly because of the camo he wears from head to toe. Bow camouflage would help here. He doesn't have his bow camouflaged. Here's a tip. The ability to return to a remote stand location is helped by the use of a compass. This clip-on model weighs little but provides you a consistent directional check. Here's the chapter 10. Chapter 10, the compound bow. I'll read a little something about the compound bow here. It's been said that 8 out of every 10 bow hunters use compound bows. Now, this is back in 1985 when this was written. This sounds impressive, but even this 80% estimate may be a little low. The fact is the compound has become less expensive to buy since manufacturers perfected two-wheel models. The compound also shoots a much faster arrow than either the longbow or the recurve, and this in turn allows the hunter to shoot heavier arrows for better penetration. Then he says, a complaint among old-timers and purists, however, is that the modern compound bows are too gadgety and depart too far from what archery is supposed to be. We've got a chapter about the recurve bow. Chapter 11, the recurve bow. The recurve bow is just what the name implies, recurved, or curved twice instead of just once, as is the longbow. It says the history of the recurve bow style is somewhat hazy, but it's generally believed that the style was developed in the Mideast and Far East many centuries ago. Got a picture here of a fella shooting his recurve. It says the basic design of the recurve may be ancient, but modern materials make it excellent for the deer hunter. Here he is, he's pulling down on a buck here, it says. What book from back in 1985 would be complete without a picture of Fred Bear in it? There's Fred. And it says here, the master among modern bow hunters still shoots the Bear Kodiak takedown made by his firm. Note the brush button just below the upper bow limb tip. There's Fred. And another chapter here. Chapter 15. Tips on getting close. And here we've got a picture of a fella here. He's camouflaged all over. This hunter was able to sneak within range of his deer without being seen. Because of his camo here, he was able to sneak right in on the deer. This fella here, he's wearing a hard finish shell jacket, and they're telling you here, this hunter's hard finish shell jacket is bound to scrape against limbs, giving the hunter's presence away. Much better to wear soft fabrics while bow hunting. So there's a tip for everybody. Wear soft fabrics while bow hunting. And lastly, I'll leave everybody with this chapter here. Doing it right every time. And this is true back then, and it's true today. Practice. So here's a fella shooting in his yard, it looks like, and it says practice doesn't have to be a pain. Using the right equipment and making accuracy a challenge help make it fun. So there he is practicing, and there's another guy practicing by going bow fishing for carp. And here's a fella that went out and he outfitted a few of his arrows with flu fletching, and that allowed him to do some wing shooting. This hunter has collected a rooster pheasant on the wing with his bow. There you have it, a little sample of bow hunting from Whitetails' book from 1985. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.